From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening. A woman accused of murdering her son pleaded down to a lesser charge of criminally negligent homicide today in Fairbanks Superior Court.
We'll tell you more in this report.
The state, under the circumstances of this case, given its post-indictment investigation, does not believe it has sufficient evidence to prove intentional cause of death by Ms. Swanson of the child.
26-year-old Amberlynn Swanson was originally charged with first-degree murder in the 2013 death of 18-month-old Julian Swanson Bird. The defense brought forth a Smith Art proffer, which is a document that implicates her fiancé, Robert Crosscree. The defense attorney, William Satterberg, stated in court documents that Swanson had originally said she took her son for a drive, fell asleep, and her son fell out of the window. She also said that she had not seen Crosscree during the night that the injuries of her son happened. According to the Smith Art proffer, there is proof that Crosscree was with Swanson and that he could have drove Julian around the night of his injuries. According to the state district attorney, Andrew Baldock, Crosscree has had multiple charges of violent crimes, some against children.
Robert Lincoln Crosscree has previously been convicted of a violent felony, that being robbery. As stated in the defendant's Smith Art proffer, Crosscree was also investigated in a case concerning another preschool child's leg being broken under questionable circumstances as well. Crosscree also has a history of smoking methamphetamine in the presence of children.
A teary-eyed Swanson pleaded guilty to criminally negligent homicide. According to sources, other suspects are being investigated and new charges may be brought up in the near future. Swanson's sentencing is set for July. Sarah Dabowski reporting.
The House Finance Committee has moved its version of an FY state operating budget to the House floor for a vote. The committee's substitute for House Bill 256 will be considered during Thursday's floor session. The $4.1 billion spending plan passed the committee by a 9-2 vote late this morning. Representatives Les Guerra and David Guttenberg cast the two dissenting votes. They say the budget favors oil companies while associated cuts will be devastating for Alaskans to absorb.
You don't jerk a book out of a kid's hands when we have a problem with reading levels. You don't take things away from those who can't do for themselves without a little aid. You don't cut the legs out of seniors and a whole variety of people who we know it's more important that we can do things for them that are cost effective for us.
I know that we've all got heartache about it, but I like to look at it the other side. I feel optimistic about what the heck we have done, what we have financed, what we put into $2.7 billion in health and social services and $1.6 billion into education. We got to talk about the good things that we've accomplished.
Alaska House Democrats have confirmed Ivy Sponholtz to succeed the late state representative Max Gruenberg. House Minority Press Secretary Mike Mason says the vote took place late Tuesday afternoon after Governor Bill Walker appointed Sponholtz to fill the vacancy earlier in the day. The minority plans a news conference to introduce Sponholtz on Thursday. She was one of 3 finalists for the job. By law, when a legislative vacancy occurs, the appointee must be a member of the same political party as the predecessor and, in this case, was subject to confirmation by House Democrats. Sponholtz, who works for the Alaska Division of Salvation Army, says she plans to seek election to the seat later this year. She adds that she will caucus with minority Democrats.
Opioid users and the people who treat them may find it easier to access a common overdose treatment after the Alaska legislature passed a bill protecting people who dispense drugs. The bill passed through the Senate unanimously Wednesday and will next go to Governor Bill Walker. The bill provides immunity for medical personnel or those who have received training to give someone naloxone. It also allows pharmacists to dispense the drug without prescriptions. The drug, also known by the trade name Narcan, reverses the effects of opioid overdose. Opioids, like heroin, cause death by slowly and eventually stopping a victim's breathing. According to the National Conference of State Legislatures, 44 states and Washington, D.C. currently have laws providing immunity to medical professionals who prescribe or dispense the rescue drug.
When we come back, Ben Eielson High School recently received an award for a program that helps students with their career choices.
Also, in this week's military report, Monty Bowen will tell us about a C-17 aircraft that delivered supplies to the Navy in the Arctic Ocean. Stay with us. Welcome back. There were a lot of smiling faces today at Ben Eielson High School out at Eielson Air Force Base. The reason was that they found out recently they had been selected out of hundreds of schools across the nation to receive a prestigious award and a $30,000 check to go along with it. The school sent in a video of a special work program they set up with the Air Force Base to foster a relationship between the students and numerous agencies across the base, which offer the students pre-apprentice programs. The programs pave the way for the students to develop a career path for the future.
They said the video was good, that they liked that we're interacting with the community and that our students have unique opportunities. And we were highlighting in the middle school our STEM program, our science, technology, engineering, and math, that in some of the 8th graders and hands-on opportunities for learning. And then in high school, how that leads into career technical education, CTE. And they liked the way that we were integrated into the community and giving our students some unique learning opportunities.
The school is also in the running for an additional $30,000 prize, which will be used for educational tools. That decision will be made on the 26th of April, and we will let you know how the school did.
The 2016 Tanal Chiefs Conference will take place next week, March 14th to the 17th at the Westmark Hotel. This year's theme is Our Communities, Our Future, and the event will feature keynote speaker Chief Floyd Green of Rampart. This year's Tanal Chief Convention is expected to involve more youth using social media to help uplift the community. The conference will also be electing their youth delegate this year to the executive board. The delegate will be voting for the youth delegate who will be representing their executive board along with some other new changes.
Well, I'm just really excited about how we're going to engage youth this year. And, you know, we're going to be working with them a little bit different, engaging them in our convention, really giving them a feel of what it takes to run an organization the size of Tanana Chiefs. In addition, this year, our youth delegate to the executive board will be elected by our full board of delegates, and that's going to be the first time that's happened. Secondly, I think this year's potlatch, we're going to be celebrating the federal government's recognition of our traditional name for our great mountain, that's Denali. We just really want to support that, and we are glad that the federal government recognizes the true name of our great mountain.
A giant air transport plane assigned to Alaska is helping with a Navy exercise in the Arctic. Monty Bowen has details now in this week's military report.
The 249th Airlift Squadron Air National Guard in Alaska is the first C-17 squadron in the state to deliver supplies to the Arctic Ocean in support of the Navy's ICEX 2016.
We're asked to help assist them with moving some of their equipment up to the polar ice cap. My duties, particularly with this mission here as a load master, is to make sure that all the cargo coming to the aircraft is prepped appropriately, rigged properly, accompany the aircraft and the loads up to the polar ice cap today, and make sure everything exits the aircraft properly.
The Navy's Arctic Submarine Laboratory set up a temporary camp on a sheet of ice or ice floe to maintain submarine readiness and support Arctic objectives and initiatives.
It's on the ice floe in the Arctic Ocean, and the sheet of ice is moving. So while airborne, we had to use our best guess as well as estimations on where the location of the camp would be. As the 249th and the Alaska Guard, the Arctic territory is an emphasis for us to be the experts here. This was the first for C-17s assigned to Alaska.
This is Monty Bowen reporting.
The military report is brought to you by Kendall Auto of Fairbanks.
Coming up tonight, we'll meet the top scorer in the NAHL. He's a nice dog.
All right, plus conference tournaments from high school basketball start this week.
Those stories and more with Joe Cook after the break.
Welcome back, Interior Sports fans. Joe Cook here with your local Hump Day Sportscast. The defending champion and the youngest musher to ever win the Iditarod is leading the 44th running of the last great race. Dallas CV was the first into Cripple, checking in at 3:30 this afternoon. He'll get $3,000 in gold nuggets for being the first to Cripple. Noah Burmeister, John Baker in the top three, and they're also headed to Cripple. Lance Mackey, he changed his sled in Nikolai to better handle trail conditions, and he is 6th. Brent Sass is 9th. Ken Anderson of Fairbanks is 11th. 4 mushers have scratched so far, including Hans Gott, who scratched later today. I always think about that saying, you can't have your cake and eat it too. But what's the point of having cake? Well, the Fairbanks Ice Dogs, they're eating a lot of cake. They have the best record, the best offense, the best goalie, and the best player. Tonight, we look at the success of Ice Dogs forward Todd Burgess.
The Ice Dogs are the top team in the NAHL with a 41-7-3 record. The centerpiece of their success is forward Todd Burgess. The 19-year-old leads the league with 33 goals and 50 assists. He had 36 points last season.
Todd is probably our hardest worker. He's always the first on the ice, last off the ice. He's quiet in the locker room, and he leads by example more than anything else. I think that's what the players see.
Even with his incredible numbers, the RPI commit remains humble.
You don't even have to look at my points. You look at the team's points. I mean, our entire line is actually leading the league. We have actually 4 guys in the top 5, and that's a huge factor.
His teammates also give him high praise.
He can make those plays that no one else can, and he helped his team a lot. He's a real leader.
Off the ice, he's a little goofball, but at the same time, he likes to have fun and take things serious. He's a team guy, likes everybody, and then when he's on the ice, it's strictly business.
Before games, the kid from Phoenix, Arizona listens to some rock and John Mayer, but after that, he's about the business of leading the best line in the league with Logan Coombs and Reiner Gorowski. They are the top 3 scorers in the NAHL.
I'm the only 3-year guy this year, so I think I need to do step up and be a leader. And I think the best leadership role I can make is being a leader on the ice and just showing up every game, being consistent, so my teammates are as well.
9 games are left in the regular season. On his current pace, Burgess can become the highest scorer in the NAHL in the last 12 years and could become the first 100-point scorer in a long time. Pat Maroon had 95 points for the St. Louis Bandits in 2007. If it happens, that's a record Burgess can definitely brag about, but we know he won't. Joe Cook reporting.
And this weekend, Fairbanks plays Cooley Region for the last road series of the season. The Ice Dogs have won 9 straight, and the Chill, they have won their last 5. And the Arctic Winter Games is going on in Greenland this year, and the 49th state is on top. Team Alaska is up by 49 in the medal count. They have 106 total and lead with 37 golds, 33 silver, and 35 bronze medals. Yukon is second with 57, followed by Alberta North with 35. Drew Dewberry won the first gold for Team Alaska on Monday in the Snow Snake Open male event. North Pole's Kaylee Folks won gold in the junior female 50-kilogram wrestling class today. Competition continues in 15 different sports through Friday, the final day of AWG 2016. The regular season for high school basketball is over. The latest Alaska Association of Basketball Coaches poll was released today. And those polls, the Diamond Lynx of Anchorage, they are ranked first in the 4A boys and girls polls. The West Valley girls, they are ranked 3rd overall. And in 3A boys, Barrow, Grace Christian, and Monroe are 1, 2, and 3. Hutchinson is 5th in the 3A girls rankings. Now, teams know where they stand a bit as regional tournaments start this week. Locally, the Aurora tournament opens Thursday at 10 a.m. with the Valdez and Allison boys tipping off. Thursday's games are at Hutchinson High School. Friday and Saturday's games will be at West Valley. The Monroe boys and Valdez girls are the #1 seeds. The Hutch girls and Galena boys are the 2 seeds. Those teams have first-round byes. The Aurora has 2 bids for the state tournament. The first and second place games start at 3 p.m. on Saturday. And the MAC, the West Valley girls and boys teams, will await the Lathrop North Pole winner for the MAC title game on Saturday. The MAC games are at 6 and 7:30 on Friday and Saturday night at Lathrop High School. The MAC champ goes to state. And that's it for sports tonight. Thanks for watching. Mike Schultz is next with weather, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey everyone, welcome back into Wednesday Night Weather. Mike Schultz with you once again, and today we had more cloud cover in, but all in all, not a bad day. We are looking at the clouds to continue throughout the night, maybe even a few flakes here and there, but again, nothing really substantial expected, and the temperatures will continue to be right around where they are right now. As far as what's going on tonight, more clouds and maybe a few flakes. The overall temperature will return to warmer conditions because the sun returns tomorrow and it should start warming things up. And we're still looking for a very nice weekend, but again, not as warm, not quite 30 degrees, but close to it, so it should be still very nice. As far as numbers out the airport right now, today's high was 21, the overnight low 1 degree below zero, the record high 50 in 1949, and the record low 44 in 1911. And your sunrise and sunset, 11 hours and 6 minutes of daylight, a gain of 7 minutes from yesterday. On our satellite and radar, again, not a whole lot going on. There's some, once again, more flow moving across southeast Alaska, so more rain and snow being reported there. Otherwise, the rest of the state looking pretty good. Just a few showers over the southwest part of the state. And as far as the state is concerned, again, over southeast Alaska, Ketchikan reporting some rain. Even some isolated thunderstorms this morning around the Juneau area. A little convection going on there. 41 degrees and partly cloudy skies at Anchorage. Over the Kodiak region, once again, scattered shower activity. Clouds cleared out today in Cold Bay, and they warmed up to 34 degrees. And jump across the Aleutian chain, a little bit cooler, 23 at Bethel, and quite a bit cooler at Dome with 11 degrees there. And of course, Barrow at 10 degrees below zero with cloudy skies and partly cloudy skies at Fort Yukon, 14 degrees. Lower 48 weather, wow, look at that energy and down the south. We'll talk about the west coast right now. Another storm system moving ashore, and that's expected to spread on down to the west coast, right on down the west coast into southern California and bring some weather there. But boy, you just can't miss all that energy that's moving across parts of Texas into Louisiana, Arkansas, and then places on to the northeast. And this is just a steady flow of moisture, tons of rain falling, incredible amounts of rain. In fact, you can see here, looking at 12 to 18 inches of rain Tuesday through Saturday for all the dark areas there. And a little bit lighter areas, 6 to 12 inches of rain. And we normally get 7 inches of rain for a year. We're only talking 4-day period here, so you can see why the flooding is so dramatic on the those areas down there. You'll see more on the NBC Nightly News tonight too. And as far as what's going on U.S. forecast for later on this week, again, the jet stream way up to the north, allowing that area of low pressure once again to just sit there and just bring all that moisture in, bringing just an incredible amount of rain into those areas, more rain across the Pacific Northwest. Time once again for our kids' weather, and all this week we're talking with the kids from Arctic Light Elementary School. Here is a young lady with a weather question for tonight.
Hi, my name is Sophia Cram, and I like to ask a question for the weatherman. What is the hottest temperature record in Fairbanks you have ever predicted?
Hey, the question was about hot temperatures. Well, if the hottest I've ever seen since I've been here was 97 degrees, but the record was 99 degrees in July of 1919, 1 degree off the record high, 100 degrees at Fort Yukon. Again, thanks to Mount McKinley Bank for sponsoring our kids' weather. And tomorrow night, the teacher will be here with an amazing fact about heavy rain. That's pretty interesting. As far as forecasts go, well, tomorrow's forecast for the northern sections, isolated snow showers at Barrow, cloudy skies in Nome, and some snow showers for the Fort Yukon area, with temperatures, once again, as you can see, fairly chilly. Over the interior, we're looking at nice weather, actually. A little breezy conditions around the Healy area, winds gusting at 30 miles per hour, otherwise partly cloudy skies. Over southeast Alaska, looks like partly cloudy skies for Juneau and cloudy skies with a chance of rain in Ketchikan. And over the southwest part of the state, mixed showers at Cold Bay, rain in the Kodiak region, and mostly cloudy skies at Bethel. And down around the Anchorage Bowl, looks like for the most part, partly cloudy skies for Anchorage, mostly cloudy skies for Valdez, and also at Homer. And our forecast for tonight, again, we're looking at a few snow showers possible over the hills, 3 degrees for the overnight low. Tomorrow's forecast, partly cloudy and a little warmer, 27 degrees. And the 5-day outlook, as you can see here, looking at Friday through Tuesday, temperatures right around 30-degree mark each day. Overnight lows right around 10 degrees, dropping down a little bit cooler to 5 degrees. And our photograph for tonight is a very interesting one. This one was taken by some folks that were up in the White Mountain area and were able to capture a sunset from Manuela Hitz. Again, as always, if you have a photograph to share, send it to photos@ktvf11.com.
You notice in those shots that there's really not any snow on the trees or anything else like that.
I know.
So it's pretty bare.
Pretty tough to go skiing, that's for sure. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Mike. That'll wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. We are glad you could join us.
Well, tonight on NBC Nightly News, multiple firefighters were injured today after a massive gas explosion in Seattle. That's up next with Lester Holt.
Be sure and join J.R. Lewis tomorrow morning during the Today Show for more news and updates.
From all of us here at the News Center, have a good night.
Good night.